Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Physicians Formula BB creams. Now, I've already taken it out of the package, so it makes everything quicker, but on the package I wanted to save this and point out the things that it claims to do. It claims to have these 10 beauty benefits right here, and everything from smoothing, moisturizing, protecting, firming, priming, filling, perfecting, concealing, brightening, and it's supposed to be long wearing. They all also have SPF 30 in them. So I have the Beauty Balm, the concealer stick, and then the setting powder. I'm going to be using all three of these today to see how they work together. So we're going to start with the Beauty Balm. I am going to apply it using my fingers because it does have an SPF 30 in it, and I personally just feel like anything with sunscreen in it looks a little bit more smooth and blends better if I use my fingers. I feel like no matter how hard I blend with a brush, it still looks splotchy from where the sunscreen is. So as you can see, I have nothing on my face right now. I do have a few active breakouts on my chin. Over here I have a little bit of scarring from old breakouts. I do have freckles. You can probably see those as well, especially if I sit up closer. So we're going to be applying this. Now the only thing I'm concerned about is there are only two shade choices in these products, light medium and medium dark. I obviously bought light medium because I am light skinned, but I'm afraid it's going to be a little bit too dark still. It's the only thing I'm worried about with this. So we're going to go ahead and apply this. Yeah, this already looks like it's going to be a little bit too dark. So what I'm going to do is just not apply very much of it. And I'm hoping that that will kind of blend and it won't look too orange or dark on my skin. So I'm just going to apply a little bit everywhere like I normally would with foundation. So there we go. That should be enough. Okay, and then I'm just going to start blending it out with my hands, just like this. Now it's very smooth on my skin. That is one thing that I notice, is that it goes on very, very smooth. So thumbs up right there for the smoothing. I think that's the #1 thing on the list. Yeah, smoothing. So it does go on very, very smooth. I don't feel like I put a lot on my face. In fact, I feel like I need a little bit more right above my mouth right here and on my nose. So we're going to put a little bit more on. Now, it does look a little bit orange on camera. Now in person, I have a mirror here. It actually matches pretty well. On camera, if I sit back, it kind of blends a little bit better, but it does look a little bit orange. So what I'm going to do is, when I put my powder on, I'm just going to make sure that I try to lighten it up the best that I can. And I want to make sure that I blend all the way back into my ear and down my neck. So I have the Beauty Balm on. It's definitely smooth. It definitely evened out a little bit of my skin tone right here. My forehead looks very nice. Now as far as the blemishes, it didn't do a whole lot. So we're going to go ahead and go in with the concealer. Now this is a twisty. It's got the twisty brush. So as you twist, the product comes out. I'm going to put it on my hand though, because I don't like to put these applicators on my face. I feel like I might be getting germs from any of my active breakouts, so I'm going to put that on my hand. Oh, and then I'm going to use my finger. So I've got it on my hand. Again, this concealer just looks a little bit too orange for me, a little bit too dark, so I probably won't need a ton of it. So see, as you can see, that is definitely a little bit dark for my skin tone. So I'm going to just make sure that I blend it out really, really well. And then when I use the powder, I'm going to make sure that the powder is what's really great. I find that if something's a little bit dark, the powder can help lighten it up. Now, as far as concealing that blemish, it did a little bit better. It helped with the redness. And then I've got some blemishes down here. Definitely is helping to conceal them. I mean, it's not full coverage. You're definitely going to be able to see your blemishes, and especially because you know where my blemishes are, you probably can still see them a little bit. Let's do over here on the scarring. Let's get a little bit more concealer. And we're going to put some on the scarring. See how it does with scars? Oh, that does perfect with my scars. Yeah, that does a really good job with scars. As far as blemishes, you can still see them a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and go in with the setting powder and kind of try to set this, hoping that the setting powder is going to lighten it, because as of right now, I feel like it's definitely a little bit darker than my skin tone. So we're gonna go in with the setting powder. It does look a little bit powdery, but a lot of times Physicians Formula is. So we're going to take a brush and we're just going to kind of go all over and set this. Now, when I use setting powders, I really like to make sure that every little area of my face is covered with it so that it sets, and it really helps to make the product last all day. So we're going to go over my entire face with this. Now, overall, I think it looks really good. I think it's really doing a good job. It's very smooth. It doesn't feel cakey on my skin. Usually beauty balms don't. They're not as heavy as foundations can be. The only thing I'm not liking so far is the tone. The color of this is not really great for my skin because I am very light skinned. But you know, I'm thinking that if I can really do a really good job of blending it down my face, that it's going to be okay. So make sure I go down my neck so it blends in really well with my neck. Yeah, but as far as that blemish on the side of my face, it looks really good. And my under eyes look pretty good as well. These areas underneath of here looked really good with just the beauty balm. I didn't even put concealer in that area. So I'm going to take my headband off and kind of fix my bangs because I feel like that gives it more of an overall, you know, look like what I would actually wear. So we're just going to put my hair back up. It still looks messy, but I think with my bangs down it kind of it helps my skin tone look a little bit more even if it is a little bit dark. So let's put this up and then we will decide how we feel about it. So, okay. Overall, it definitely helped to conceal. Now right here, that's still a little bit visible, but that one looks a lot better. Let me look at my mirror here that I have. It's definitely a little bit too dark for me, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I definitely am going to be continuing to wear this. It definitely covered up and evened out my skin tone. It is super smooth on my skin. What were the other claims? Moisturizing, it's definitely not dry. You know, these areas down here that I have blemishes, normally if something's not going to be moisturizing, it would cake up there, and it didn't do that. It is very smooth on my chin. Protecting, you know, I can't really claim and, you know, say anything about the firming and concealing, or the priming and concealing. I didn't use a primer with this, and the concealer did really a good job at concealing this blemish that the beauty balm didn't cover up. I didn't have to put any concealer on my under eye area, and I think it looks just fine. So overall, I would give this product a 2 thumbs up. I would recommend this. The only thing is the color. But if you're a tiny bit darker skin tone than I am very light skin toned. I have red hair, I have freckles. I'm very light skin toned, especially in the winter. Even if I was a little bit more tan, if it was summertime and I was using this, I would have no problems. It would be a perfect product. So if you're a little bit darker skin toned, it would work really well for you. Overall, the 10 things that it claims to do, I would say it does. This looks really good. This is really smooth. I will add an annotation in here. I'm going to wear this all day long and see how I feel about it as far as it being long wearing, and I will add something that lets you know how I felt. If it started to kind of get oily, or if it started to get cakey or dry or anything, I will let you know how it lasts all day there. Overall though, I like this product. It worked out really well. My skin looks smooth. It looks great. It's what I would expect with a beauty balm. I would say that out of the 3 or 4 beauty balms that I've tried from the drugstore, that this is the best one so far, that it really does everything it claims to do. So I hope that this was helpful. I tried to go through it quickly because there were 3 different products I was applying, but I hope it was helpful for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.